Good morning, and welcome to the Institute for Pastoral Initiatives at the University of Dayton, Father Darick.
Thank you.
I would like to introduce Father Darick D'Souza. He is the secretary to Bishop Paolo Martinelli of the Apostolic Vicariate for Southern Arabia. They've been here for a brief visit. We've enjoyed your company. I remember during one of our discussions, we were talking about the importance of knowing where we're going, where we're headed, and who we are as a people. We are Catholics, some of us are immigrants, but most people here in the Institute at the University of Dayton here in the United States don't know a whole lot about the outside world. So can you share with us a bit about the groups, the people who form AVOSA?
AVOSA is a migrant church. It's made up of people who are totally migrants, all of them, including the bishops and the clergy. Many people, including within AVOSA, think that the AVOSA was formed just maybe 25 years ago, but that is not the truth. The Vicariate was formed in the year 1888. Yeah. And we had so many bishops after Vicariate was formed. And before the Vicariate was formed, it used to exist as a mission. The AVOSA is actually a mission given to the Capuchins, to that whole territory is under the Capuchin jurisdiction. Since the formation of the Vicariate, it has evolved a lot. You see, now we see big cities like Dubai, Abu Dhabi, or Bahrain, or big cities in the Gulf. But they didn't exist until the oil was explored. The oil exploration took place just maybe 50 years ago. These places were missionary ventures of the Capuchins, and the church existed in the great struggles. We have so many things or so many stories to talk about what has gone behind us and in the history, our forefathers, what they have gone through to build up this church. So it's very important for us to know who we are, how we came into existence, what our forefathers have sacrificed, how much of our blood is shed, literally and also metaphorically, how much of our blood is shed to make this church a vibrant church that exists today. Today it is one of the most biggest church in the world.
Yes.
But we are forgetting that it is the most struggled church until the last 50 years ago when the oil was explored. Now, of course, we are in a better place, but 50 years ago, it wasn't the same story.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Now, as you were sharing this, you mentioned that the Capuchins have been sort of missionaries to this area. Some people do not know who the Capuchins are. I do, but can you just explain to our audience?
St. Francis of Assisi formed an order 8 centuries ago, and they are called Franciscans. And Franciscans evolved right from the time of Francis. Even after that, for next 3 centuries almost, there were, of course, development, you can say, or even you can say divisions, of course, agreements and disagreements, whatever. It led to different orders, once again coming back together, and so on. To cut the story short, in 300 years, right after St. Francis, there existed 3 main orders within the Franciscan family. That is OFM, what we call as Friar Minor, and then OFM Conventuals, and OFM Capuchins. That is, we are Capuchins. We are in a short form, and in lovingly we are called as Capuchins. That's a name given to us. I don't know why Capuchins, but however, maybe because of the capuche what we have, probably. But we are one of the 3 families of the Franciscan order.
I studied with the TORs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Third order regular.
Yes. So back to our discussion. I know that you were here and we had discussions about formation for the catechist in AVOSA. So what are some of your hopes as we move forward, look into the future of how well we can assist you to form the catechist in AVOSA?
My personal view is this, that a good teacher is one who is a good student. Unless you are a good student, you cannot be a good teacher, whichever field it may be. So in that way, and even now Holy Father Pope Francis insists on that we have to have ongoing formation, Not just because we have catechism, even the lay people, normal lay people need to have this ongoing formation, because that's the sign of a living faith, a faith that desires to know, desires to understand. That's very, very important. Otherwise, our faith becomes stagnant, and anything that is stagnant is stinking and dead. So, in that way, it's a much greater responsibility for the catechist. From our point of view in AVOSA, in the whole peninsula, we do not have Christian institutions except for the churches and few schools which are not really Christian in the strict sense of the word. However, we need to have this ongoing formation for our catechists. Unless they are continuously reviving and learning, they will not be able to impart and give the new generation the right teaching. So therefore, we have a great hope, and our hope is closely connected with the VLCFF at the University of Dayton, because we collaborate together, and though we are miles away geographically, but we are close in terms of our relationship, and also because of the technology, of course, we are very close and we work together. And I always ask my catechists, please learn. Any subject doesn't matter. Of course, it's important that you go through a proper channel or a proper direction of studies, a certification and so on. But even after certification, you need to keep on learning, because anything that you study is not a waste. Nothing is waste. Yeah. Everything comes into help. As I said in the beginning, a faith that is alive is only that faith always thinks of learning.
I like that, and you spoke about relationship. Even though we are miles apart, we are together. And for me, when we talk about formation, I always direct people, who is the focus? What is the focus? So long as we are all mindful of the fact that the person of Jesus Christ of Nazareth is the focus.
Absolutely.
And so we don't go in with our opinions.
Yes.
But so Jesus is the center, and Jesus is a thread that goes through all of us and connects us. And so I'm glad that we've had these discussions, because we realize that we are not learning for learning's sake. You could be the greatest intellectual, but if you don't have Christ, then there's something lacking. I like what St. Francis de Sales says, be who you are and be that well.
Yes.
So sometimes when people ask me, I'm like, I know who I am. I'm a child of God, and I'll live that.
Yes.
It gets me in trouble sometimes, but so long as I'm serving God, I'm happy.
Yeah.
So my hope is that as we are ending our visit and we've had all these discussions, we will stay on the same page, that whatever it is the Institute has to offer, or the list of courses we have to offer, the catechist will always come back to the center, which is Christ, and Christ who binds us together as a family. So when you mentioned relationship, I was like, yes, we are on the same page.
Absolutely.
Do you have any questions for me as we are ending our visit?
My only question will be this: when are you coming to AVOSA?
I could get with you on the next plane, but hopefully I can come and visit and do some more training for you.
Yes. Also, I would like to say this, as you mentioned, it's Christ who is always binding us together. That's absolutely true, and I'm always reminded of, and I remind myself of this words of our late Pope Benedict XVI. He always said, knowledge of Christ is not here. The faculty to know Christ is to fall in love with him. So if you fall in love with him, you will know him.
Yes. Thank you very much for the Darick. Have a wonderful trip back. Thank you all, and may God bless you.